Good evening, folks. You're watching The Hungry Handgunner. I'm Nick. Today we're going to be talking about visible lasers on a handgun as an aiming device. So this is my Kel-Tec PMR 30. I need to get some more rounds through it anyway for the review process. I have an Olight Balder Pro R that was sent to me that has an integrated laser. It is a light laser combo. I have it set to just the laser setting for now, for today's video. So I haven't always been a big fan of visible lasers on handguns. And part of that comes down to, well, I'm already used to using iron sights, or as I've gravitated more towards micro red dots on handguns, I already have those two aiming systems that I'm well acquainted with and have a lot of time with. Haven't really put much effort into this. However, working in a gun shop, I get a lot of requests for these. A lot of folks want to put lasers on all sorts of things, from tiny little subcompacts like the LCP to full-size handguns, and obviously to rifles as well. Sorry, looking the gun back into the holster, getting in a rush to put it back in the holster, especially if you're not law enforcement, recipe for disaster. Anyway, pistol lasers. Well, I understand their use for things when you're shooting under night vision and you're using an infrared laser, which is not going to be visible unless the other parties have night vision devices. So in terms of you and me and everyday folks, we're going to see, is it worth it? Or at least my opinion, I'm going to be testing it out here on camera. We're going to be shooting some CCI Maxi Mag, 22 WMR, 22 mag, 22 Win Mag. That's my favorite thing to call it. Folks are like, what do you mean 22 Win Mag? Sounds impressive. Actually, I'm fairly impressed with 22 mag thus far, especially out of here. Hopefully we'll see some fireballs. Humidity's kind of high. Looks like the sky may fall at any moment. So I have a few different things that we're going to shoot at. Number one, we have the steel has been spray painted. The spray paint's getting a bit runny, but I have painted the targets as best I could. And then we have a shoot and see target that we are going to work on some fine accuracy. We may actually start with the shoot and see. Without further ado, let's test pistol lasers out. All right, so I have my shoot and see target there, approximately 10 yards away, so 30 feet. Nothing crazy, but we're gonna see. This is definitely outside of that 7 yards for self-defense distance. Is it worth turning your laser on in a self-defense situation? I don't know. I'm a little bit jittery today. Had a little too much caffeine, but we're gonna do our best anyway. So I'm gonna fire 5 rounds with the laser, and I'm gonna be just going for that centermost dot. And then I'll fire 5 rounds using iron sights and see what sort of groups look like, or what times it takes to shoot. We may, depending on the weather, will determine how long this little experiment is. So we're going to use just the laser. So I'm going to hold the gun low so you guys know I'm not cheating here. All right, let's go take a look at that 5-shot group, see what that looks like. So there's my 5 shots, 4 touching or in that center ring and 1 outside it. So gotta be honest with you, a little bit better than I thought it would do. My next group, try to straighten this target out. I'm gonna shoot down here at this, as long as I can see it from my vantage point down there. We may be shooting a little higher up, just depends. So let's go try the iron sights. All right, so iron sights are a bit of a misnomer with this gun. We have a polymer rear here, and we do have a metal front sight. But whatever. I'm gonna shoot for that top right one. I can't really get a good line of sight on that bottom circle that I'm gonna be aiming at. Again, we're gonna do 5 rounds and see what we get there. feel like I got those off a little bit faster, but we'll take a look and see what the accuracy looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As far as point of aim, point of impact, I was definitely coming in low, even though I was holding on this. This one I feel like I pulled. We may repeat it over here. I'm still getting used to the gun a little bit, which I know sounds like an excuse, but I'm going to go ahead and give it one more try there on that top left, see what that looks like. So as I said, folks, I'm still getting used to this gun a little bit. I probably should have picked a gun I'm a little bit more familiar with, but we're going to do another 5 rounds just using the sights on the gun and not the laser at that top left circle and see what that looks like. Alright, I feel a little bit better about that. I don't feel like I pulled any of those. We'll go take a look. Still a little bit faster firing rate than I feel like I can do with the laser. And again, I don't have a whole lot of time with this, so try to be as fair as possible. But let's go take a look and see how that came out. There we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit more indicative of what I felt like would be iron sights for me in terms of shooting. But still, yeah, let's try another little experiment here. We have this first silhouette target here at 15 yards, and the next one back up there is at about 35 yards. So what I want to see now is in terms of target transitions, things like that, just using the laser, what that looks like, feels like. And again, I've never really done anything like this. We may also engage these little swingers here on the bottom. They're little 4-inch circles. We're going to try that with the laser as well, and I'll see what feels more natural using the laser, and then we'll reload and play around a little bit more again. So again, this is a dual purpose video. We are playing with the laser, we are seeing about that, but I am trying to get rounds through the gun as well for the review process. So this is a good constructive way to do that and get a video out of it. So without further ado, we're going to turn the laser on. We're going to forego the iron sights on the gun for this portion and sit back and enjoy the ride. I got 31 rounds, so it should be fun. Ah, I missed that one. So this thing's a beast. So there were several times there where I had to fish around for that laser dot. I didn't know where it went. I got some pretty good hits. I gotta say, laser's still on. I got some good hits there. Went a little bit better than I expected. You get a fresh magazine, and then we're gonna do the same thing but using the sights on the gun. So should be interesting. All right, we're gonna repeat this little shooting gallery exercise here, hopefully before the rain comes in, because I'm having a ball with this gun, PMR 30 for the win. But we're gonna repeat that using the iron sights, and I'm gonna go as fast as I think I can confidently get decent hits on target. So here we go. All right, had a malfunction. This is the first malfunction I have had out of the PMR 30. So it was a failure to eject, it looks like. You guys saw it on camera. So that's one malfunction. Started to not feed. We'll see how this goes. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So a bit of an inconclusive test that we may revisit later on. This is just kind of a get you thinking outside the box. It was a good experience for me, having never really done much with visible lasers. I'm not really sold on them at this point for anything other than fun plinking purposes. If you feel differently, that's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong or whatever, but I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts down in the comments. This isn't an endorsement or whatever of Olight. This is just the only light I had with a visible laser, so it made sense to come out here. You guys know that I'm really a Streamlight fan when it comes to firearms that I may need to depend on or use for any kind of serious use. So there is that. This is just kind of a proof of concept or experimentation, first look if you will, into the world of visible lasers for pistol shooting. I'd be interested in knowing what you guys' thoughts are. Alright folks, stay safe, keep shooting, and I'll see you next time.